Hi, it's Paul, and in this video I'm an old man with a different paddleboard to my usual one. Today I'm on a Fatstick wooden Menace 11'2". Not my board, belongs to one of my kids, and I'm using it because my Red Paddle 11.3 Sport has got a leak and it's waiting for me to get around to repair it. Let's not hold our breath on that one. Anyway, while I was out and about on it, I thought I might as well give everyone the benefit of some thoughts on it. So let's go have a look. Although it's advertised as 11'2", dimensionally it's about as near to my Red Paddle 11.3 as I could probably hope to find. I've taken the actual measurements of both and it's very, very similar within sort of half an inch. I'd say this is nearer 11'3" than it is 11'2" actually, but let's not worry about an inch. So as it's very similar, in a lot of ways it paddles in a very similar way to my 11.3 Sport. Now bear in mind my 11.3 Sport is a very, very old board. It's not the current model, it's a 2017 I think, so it is knocking on a bit. This Fatstick is this year's model or last year's model, so much newer board. And I've got to say, actually I like it, but let's have a look at why. So at the back it's got this raised kick pad, which I'm neither here nor there about. It's not something I particularly use, so I'm not bothered. But what I do like is the fact that it's got some luggage straps on the back, so I can chuck an extra bag on there or whatever if I want to. As part of the repair process on my own red board, I'm actually adding in some extra tie-down points at the back exactly to do this, so I can strap an extra dry bag on the back if I want to. Anyway, that's got nothing to do with this video, so let's get on. Only slight negative that I will add in at this point, by comparison to my red board, on this board, on the Fatstick, the D-rings are a little bit on the small side and the elastic rope is a little bit on the small diameter. I'd like to see them a bit bigger, but you pays your money, you takes your choice. Moving forward then, there's a further set of D-rings slightly rearward and slightly forward of the centre handle, so if you want to strap on a kayak seat or whatever, you can do so. In fact, the current advert on the Fatstick site says it comes with a kayak conversion seat. I'm pretty sure this one didn't, so that must be a this year's upgrade if you like. Moving forward, we can see the central handle and a couple of the other D-rings, same mounting point towards the central handle. It's a comfortable carry, so no complaints there. As we move forward, you can see the extent of the full standing area, the sort of stand mat or whatever you want to call it. And then we move forward to the other luggage mounting point, the front luggage mounting point. The only observation again here is I'd like to see it a bit heavier duty, but it does the job in fairness. It's not as comprehensive as the red version, which has got 6 tie-down points and is not as heavy duty, blah, 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 blah. But again, it does the job. And then as we come right to the front, we have another handle, the front handle, and we also have an accessory mount, camera mount, whatever you want to call it. 6mm thread size. It doesn't come with the RAM mount ball that you see here. I added that in, but it's there. And there's another connection point as well that you can connect mooring rope or whatever to. So travelling down to the back end of the board, along the side you can see the length of it, the shape of it, etc. We've got another carry handle. We've got the connection point for your ankle leash or waist leash or whatever it is you wish to wear. The air release valve is something I hadn't come across before I used this board. It's actually a push button design, where all the other boards I've ever used are a press and turn to release the air. This is like a latching, you press it down and it latches in place, and you press it down again and it releases. Is there any major difference? I don't really know. It does the job. Again, I would criticise the size of the D-ring on the back. I'd like to see a larger one, but yawn, there we go again. And we'll conclude with a walk down the other side of the board because, well, why wouldn't you want to see the other side of the board when you've seen the other side of the board? Let's move on. So if we flip the board upside down, we'll start at the back where you can see the fin points. We'll come back to those in a minute. And then as you wander down the board, you can see some fancy graphics, which are all very nice, but hopefully not everyone's going to see them, because if they do, that means you're upside down and you must have fallen off. Anyway, back at the rear end, in the middle for the main fin, we've got a US fin box, and that will take the standard US style fin with the fin screw front or rear, or it will take the quick release version of same thing, or it will take the FCS style clip-in fin, which doesn't have any fin screws, but of course you've got the danger that if you paddle fiercely backwards, it can come out. So just to quickly demonstrate, this is one of the fins. I've converted this one to the quick release fitting, but it goes in exactly the same as the one with the fin screws. Slides in at the back, front edge flips down, and the securing screw can be on the front or the rear. On this particular one, it's on the front. On my own fin, this is the fin that came with the board. On my own fin, the securing screw is at the back. Then this is installing the FCF clip-in version. As I say, no screws, front end just slides in, back end knocks down, knock it backwards to get it locked into position. And I say locked in, it doesn't actually lock in, but the danger with this, as I say, is there isn't a securing screw, there's just a clip, and if you knock it while you're in the water, it is possible that the fin can fall out. The guy I bought my board from, which this fin comes from, actually lost the original fin through doing exactly that. Then let's look at the two smaller side fins, if you like, and they're a sliding version. This isn't a fin style I'm a great fan of. These fin boxes tend to get full of sand and goodness knows what else, and makes it very difficult to put these fins in and out. But they just slide in. There's a clip that slides through to secure them in place, which is held by a bit of string, hopefully. And so that's it. Easy fit, easy install, easy remove, provided they're not full of mud and sand. Are they any use? I didn't find them so. I found that the board lost complete directional stability. It was very, very non-straight line with these in, so I don't use them. I'm sure there are people out there in the big wide world that have an absolutely valid reason for using these fins, but apart from the concept of paddling in very shallow water, personally I see no use for them. But there you go, you get them, so your choice. Okay, so that's kind of covered what it is. Let's talk about what it comes with. So you're going to have to excuse me because I'm not going to look straight into camera in good presenter style, because I'm going to read this off the screen. But this is, for context, we are on the 17th of December 2025, and on the website for Fatstick today, this is what it says comes in the box. Each inflatable board comes complete with ankle leash, free quick release belt, kayak conversion seat, 4-piece carbon SUP and kayak paddle, kayak blade, 3 removable fins, high pressure pump with gauge, camera screw mount on nose, premium wheeled storage backpack, and repair kit. I am pretty sure that this specific one didn't come with the kayak conversion seat. It didn't come with the paddle conversion for the kayak, but no matter. If you're buying a second-hand one, then you want to look at what it comes with. If you're buying a new one, then it's hopefully going to come with what it says on the website. And I'm afraid I don't have a photograph of everything it came with, because most of it is in my kid's house. I've only got the board. So there you go. Okay, and I'm sure you're all thinking, well, that's all very fabulous, Paul, but what's it actually like to paddle? Well, paddling is subjective. So to start with, I weigh in at about 11.5 stone currently. I was much heavier when I started paddleboarding, but currently I'm about 11.5 stone. This is probably now, with a little bit of experience, a little bit big, but the size of it compared to my 11.3 Sport, which I keep banging on about because it is the one that I would normally paddle, almost identical. And the 11.3 Sport for me was perfect as a beginner at the weight I was at then. I can't tell you what it would be like as a beginner now because I'm not so much of a beginner. I've got a bit more experience now, but I find this very comfortable to paddle. I like it because it's got a lot of storage capacity for a relatively standard size board. I've got a big touring board which is like another foot longer than this, which has got loads of capacity, but I quite like the fact this has got the 2 storage places. I've mentioned this already. In terms of its straight line ability, yeah, it paddles with a big sort of 8 or 9 inch fin on it, even a 7 inch. It paddles in a relatively straight line. I'm quite comfortable with that. I've already said I'm not a fan of the little fins. And yeah, it's stable. It's reasonably good in direction. It's as easy to pump up as any other board. They're all much of a muchness. All you're doing is pumping litres of air into a board. I don't know what the pump's like because I've only ever pumped this one up with my own red paddle pump, or more commonly one of my electric pumps. Would I buy it, which is the question I always ask myself at the end of review videos. Yes, absolutely I would. Would I buy it in preference to the red board? In honesty, possibly yes. I mean, as I look, the computer screen is behind you now, and as I look at the screen, it tells me that this comes with a 5-year warranty and a tree planted. Well, the tree planted, can I prove or disprove that? I've got no idea. All websites tell a good story. I'm not dissing the possibility that they plant a tree, but it comes with a 5-year warranty, which sounds reasonable. So if it fails within 5 years, that's good. Just jumping in on the edit, I should also make mention of the price. As I look at the website right now, the Red Paddle 11.3 Sport is £799.95 UK pounds, again 17th of December 2025, and the Fatstick wooden menace is £469. Now, it does say on the website that's reduced from 749. How long that's for, I've got no idea. I should make it very clear I have no connection with Fatstick or with Red or with any other paddleboard company. So you buy whatever you want. But price-wise, it's a good comparison. The Fatstick is a good price. I've been paddling it for probably 2 months now. Not every day, but at least 3 or 4 times a week, and I am perfectly happy with it. It's a good board as far as I'm concerned. I don't pump it up every day. Anyone that watches any of my videos knows that I keep the board pumped up in the garden. I chuck it on the car in the morning, go down to the river, paddle for an hour, and come back with it on the roof of the car. So I don't deflate and inflate it every day. But I think it's a good board. I'm kind of not looking forward to the point at which I really have got to go and repair my own board to give this one back to my kids. Don't really want to do that now because it means I've got to make more effort. But anyway, that's got nothing to do with it. So there you have it. Fatstick wooden menace, 11'2". Yeah, it's a yes from me. And if you're still here, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.